I was thinking and stuff. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We never record on Tuesdays, but it's going to be a crazy week. So we are recording a day early. And this is going to be our trip report show. Not a trip report, though. This is our Monday podcast for next week. So it's going to be 6 days down the line. So this show's got to be a little bit evergreen for, because obviously things are going to change probably between here, there, and everything else. So it's Mike and Scott again. You're going to get 3 in a row with us. What's up, Scott? What's going on?
What's up, Mike? How's it going, my man?
You know what?
What you got back there? You got your mouse ears, you got your Cardinals helmet, Mr. Toad, popcorn bucket, all the good stuff back there.
I do. I love Mr. Toad. That's a great ride.
Dude, I love Mr. Toad. But Alice in Wonderland, man, Alice in Wonderland is like my favorite dark ride. I love that ride so much at Disneyland.
So it's close between Toad and Alice in Wonderland. Those are my 2 favorite out there Fantasyland rides. They might be my 2 favorite rides out there. Also Matterhorn. But it's so rough.
It's rough, but it's fun.
It is fun. I love it. But dang, it's rough.
I love the big thunder out there. Oh man, man, now I'm just ready to go to Disneyland, Mike. I'm just ready. Just think this time last year. You were like, man, the countdown was on. You're like, oh, man, only 30 more days. I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to California.
And it was so nice out there. The whole time we were there, it was never hot.
Dude, my dad,
every night.
My dad might come to Disneyland with us for the race.
No way.
Yeah. I haven't really told you about it. I mean, it's kind of on a personal level, but he's been kind of talking to someone, you know, after my mom has passed that lives out in California. And like, he wants to come with us when we go out there.
You know what though? Listen to this. Maybe I could talk my dad into going because he's never seen like a Disney thing or like me run. Maybe I could talk because he's like a Los Angeles dude, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
Last night, actually, he called me last night. I was doing some work on the couch, like at 9 o'clock. He's like, "Hey, I got a crazy question." I was like, "Oh, what's your crazy question?" He's like, "Can you get me a hookup on an Anaheim hotel?" I'm like, "Book Disney hotels." I'm like, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
Like, so, no, I don't book shady Anaheim hotel. Probably better off whatever you're getting in LA. He goes to a church when he goes out there in Anaheim. So he's like, I could stay at the church instead of in LA. I'm like, no, you're just whatever you got with the team.
That's funny. Yeah, he just texted me today. He's like, what are those California dates you have? Then I told him the airline. Like, I don't know if he's ever been on a plane. Actually, I know he has been to Disneyland before because my uncle was like based out of San Diego, so I know he's been out that way once to go see him. But yeah, crazy.
Your dad's hardly ever been on a plane.
That's probably the only time he's been out. Your dad hasn't. Your dad?
Oh
has,
no,
right?
my dad all the time. But I mean, my dad's never been in a Disney park. I can guarantee. Well, no, he has because we went to Magic Kingdom when I was in 5th grade for half a day. So that's probably the only time he's been in a Disney
Wouldn't that be a heck of a trip report? Like, our dad's going to Disney.
My dad's been in a Disney park for like a half a day.
Yeah.
And your dad is.
My dad has been to Disneyland one time, I think. It was when he went out there to go see my mom's brother. And I think he did the Matterhorn. Like, I remember like talking to him about it. Like, he remembers like a little bit of it. That'd be funny if we got them to go.
The Matterhorn might kill my dad. Like, seriously.
They would kill him now. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that'd be the end of my dad because he has a hard time getting around. Like, I mean, he's still.
My dad walks like 6-7 miles a day. So like, he's pretty like shape, but like, he's fit. But like, I don't know, man. The Matterhorn, it doesn't matter how fit you are. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, my dad moves like all those. Like, I mean, he moves all the equipment for the Rams. Like after the game, he takes the the mixers and all that. I mean,
he's stronger than us.
But still, the Matterhorn will kill the strongest person. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh man, yeah, that would be a trip. We said, yeah, I'm gonna ask about that. I don't know. It depends how the Rams are doing, right? Because they could be in the playoffs. Hey, I mean, he might be out there.
Right? He could be out there.
Like, what? Like was it Martin Luther King weekend? What would that be like? Conference championship?
That's like the first round now because they have a longer week. It's a night because they play 17 games now. Yeah. So they have like an extra week that they play. I don't know. It might be the first or second round of the playoffs.
I mean, not making the playoffs and all that, but So, all right. So what
maybe the Lions will be out there playing the Rams. That'd be something.
Yeah, that's right. They're both in the NFC. It could be. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I should turn off the Cardinals game. At least. Let's see. I'd love to hear you talk about what, Katie. I don't get AFTW.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what that acronym is.
For 5 minutes trying to think about what
About
that
the
acronym is.
aft word.
And then the next comment is, I'd love to hear you talk. So I'm trying to figure, like, still don't know what we should talk about. So look up for that.
After.
I would love to help, but yeah. So hello. But we're looking. So what we're gonna do here, it's kind of ESPN style. We're gonna do 5 good minutes, kind of like they end with PTI. I think it's 3 good minutes, isn't it, on PTI?
I can't remember. It's been a minute
Maybe
since
it's
I
5
watched
good minutes.
PTI. Yeah.
I don't have a Canadian flag to wave at the end. I do have an American flag out in the garage. Little ones that we put by.
Actually, I do have a Canadian flag next door.
Who's that guy? What's the other guy?
Tony Kornheiser.
Yeah. Tony Kornheiser. You're totally at the end.
Oh, you have your full answer now from Katie. I think she got it all together.
Talk about the after hours ticketed events in Hollywood too. We could talk 5 good minutes about that. Yeah, there you go. We could do that. Okay, that's a good 5 good minutes.
It's called after hours events in general or something.
Is that what after we'll just from now forevermore will be after hours events? Oh, Rhonda Lee is going to send us Canadian flags. There you go.
Yes. I mean, I'm only an hour and a half from Windsor. So.
You were like a rock throw from Canada this weekend when I was looking at you on Find My Friends. I'm like,
oh yeah, dude, you're in.
You were way north of Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, I was north of Canada when you're in the UP. Sometimes.
Way north of Toronto, yeah.
But in Sault Ste. Marie, there's Sault Ste. Marie, United States, and there's Sault Ste. Marie, Canada side too. So we thought about doing that. Marlessa brought her passport just in case, so we were ready.
Fell across the river.
Yeah, she was ready to go.
You're by the Sioux Locks, which I want to go see.
The Sioux Locks, man. Like I know we ended up not going to the Sioux Locks, but like there's so many great things to do. But I got to get you to the Locks. We saw some freighters though. I think I sent you and Wade a photo. We're playing mini golf.
Yep.
On Mackinac Island, and then boom, like 3 freighters went by. It was crazy. They're probably heading to the Locks, actually.
That is the coolest. Okay, so we'll start off with Katie's question. 5 good minutes. All right. So this is going to be episode. Man, we're getting up there. We're up to 2298. What do we got to get up to? 26. I tweeted out Cal Ripken's streak started today. Is the anniversary of that years ago. I think I favorited it. No, I didn't.
So you're are you retiring then when you hit that number?
At the end of the show. I'm done. Walking away. Hanging up the microphone.
You're just gonna call me up because the story I remember is like Cal called up Billy, his brother, and just told him like, "Hey, I'm gonna sit out. I'm sitting out today. I'm taking the day off." And he was like, because Billy Ripken's kind of like a jerk. He was like, I don't care. Why are you calling me? Like, good for you.
Is he the one that's on MLB Network all the time?
Yeah. Maybe he's gotten better of a time, but like I just remember him telling that story. I was like, well, "You're a jerk." Like I would have been. He probably wanted like you to give him some encouragement and like tell him great job. All he said was like, "I don't care. Like, why are you calling me?"
I mean, brothers. Sometimes
I know that's how
I don't have a brother, so I don't know.
Yeah. So are you gonna call me up then when you said like, Scott, it's the last episode, and be like, "I don't care.
I need a day off, man. Come on down, sit in the chair." All right, good. We got some topics coming in. So yeah, these will be our 5 good minutes. Otherwise, we'll come up with some on our own, but we'd prefer yours to help us out. That'd be awesome. All right, let me do this. And here we go. 44-1 mono 32 float. We're good. Welcome to episode. Wait, let me just check and make sure this is recording just one time.
I was told over the weekend I have a podcast voice. Like when I talk on the show, it's different. It's different than my normal life voice. I was told.
You gotta fake it till you make it. That's what I do. Yeah. I mean, I learned from my dad.
But apparently my girls don't like it. Marlessa doesn't like it. No one likes it, apparently.
I like it. Too bad. Yeah. So my dad, though, on the radio, because my dad was on the radio forever, like growing up. Like he started in high school. When I was in high school is when he started on the radio. But he sounds exactly the same in person. He doesn't use a radio voice.
You got one. You definitely got one. Like especially like
I do because I'm around the radio.
Because we're just talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Welcome to Be Our Guest Podcast number 2298."
I like doing it. I live my radio dream doing this.
Exactly.
My dad never did. Like, I mean, when he was doing, like, when he would work, because he DJ'd at the oldie station, like, when you heard him on the radio, it sounded just like when you talked to him on the phone. It never sounded different.
That's
So,
right.
like, a lot of the guys down there are like, like me, like, it'd be like you'd talk to them in the station, and then, like, the light would go on the board, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"You're listening to Mix 97."
Right. That's why I want the mic boom so I can be like, yeah, you're tuned in to the Be Our Guest podcast. Like, I got to work on a mic boom so it's closer to my mouth so I can do that deeper voice.
Yes.
You're listening to the smoothness of Yacht Rock Radio.
Yacht Rock Radio 97.6. Yacht Rock.
See, that sounds like the death metal station, not the Yacht Rock station.
Death metal coming up.
Slayer.
Rocking. I don't even know any metal. Okay. How to turn this off.
Is that going to be your? Maybe you did this because I'm behind on episodes. Is that going to be like your April Fool's episode, or you're using like you just do the intro like that or something?
Yeah, probably. I can't figure out how to turn this off. Hang on.
Helium.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Hey, hang on. Now I can't get this thing turned off. Hang on.
You just record the episode like that. That'd be hilarious. Just keep it going.
Yeah, let's see. Hang on. It's the first page.
It would be the most It would be your biggest downloaded episode.
It totally would. It totally would. Oh my gosh.
And then and then like I listen to like 1.5 speeds, 1.75 speeds. That'd be great if someone's listening to that and then it's like, we're gonna be
Everybody be like, man, something's wrong with my phone. Why is it going so fast?
Someone goes to the Apple store, like, I don't know, man. Mike Roman sounded weird today on the BRS podcast. My phone is broke.
And in the second half of the show, it's gonna be like this. Welcome to.
Dude, I will listen to you and me like at 0.5. It is hilarious. It's like we've had like 15 old fashions and we're just talking. Oh man, it's good.
Oh, I can't do it. Wait, I'll do it later. Not today. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. This is 2298. Welcome to episode 2298 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Got to spend some time with friends and family, and maybe, even maybe, your favorite baseball team won a game or two over the weekend. I'm not saying mine did, because who knows? It's a rough season, but there's always hope. Today, we're going to have some fun. No trip report this week. We had another cancellation, but that's okay because it's busy season, graduations and such. People, getting diplomas, and that's just how things happen. But have no fear. We're having fun on a Monday because joining us, he's trying to catch up to my streak. We're going 3 in a row. Your friend and mine, freshly returned from the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Scotty G. Hashtag Scotty G. What's up, Scott?
Hey, Mike, happy to be here again. Sometimes I get that call from you. I don't even have to look. I know what it is. Like, depending on the time of day. You make the signal, basically. I'm like, oh, trip report canceled. Mike needs me. Got to step up to the plate or the mound in this case, right? It's not, because you're calling them the pitch. The relief pitcher was the symbol you gave. So, yeah. So I'm coming up to the mound, ready to throw some heat and get at this topic that we're talking today. Not a trip report, but it's going to be a lot of fun today, I think.
Actually, this one for baseball fans, you're kind of the opener because this one was predetermined because we were getting ahead of things as we record this one. We're recording this one early because of which has already happened by now, obviously a few days ago, the 2024 package release. I'm clearing the decks so that I can be hard at work, not have to record, because normally we record the Monday shows on Wednesday evenings. Well, Wednesday was the big day for the for the 2024 package release. So I'm making sure I got Wednesday night free, Thursday. I've cleared the rest of the week. So we're getting this one done early. Call my buddy Scott. We're going to have a good time recording this one. So it's out there ready to go. And I got to be honest. I love this topic. I love these shows. You and I, obviously, when we get together, every podcast, we always talk sports. Somehow we sneak it in to a Disney podcast. In one of the shows, again, this is the Disney brand. It's ESPN. It's one of their companies. PTI, pardon the interruption. It's been running on ESPN for ages and ages, where they discuss just a whole bunch of sports topics within a 30-minute show. But one of the segments they do within the show is either 3 or 5 good minutes, and they just hit a bunch of topics real quick, and it's timed. And that's what we're going to do today. We've done this on the podcast in the past. It's been a few months since we've hit this, but we have some suggestions in our live chat. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch right now. And we're going to talk 5 good minutes on topics that some of our listeners have thrown in here. And we have some topics ourselves, but we thought we'd start off with what the chat room has given us. So chat room, you can throw some more in here and we'll go with these. But listener Katie is here on Facebook and I got the timer ready to go and I'll hit that once we finish this. She says, I'd love to hear you talk about the after hours ticketed events at Hollywood Studios and the upcoming Epcot ones. Worth the money versus adding a park day. All right, 5 minutes, go now. All right, Scott, start us off. You are an after hours event fan. So Hollywood Studios and Epcot, let's talk about those and versus adding the park day to your ticket.
Yeah, so I have not participated in a Hollywood Studios or Epcot after hours. So I'm going to kind of base this on my experiences that I've had at Magic Kingdom. And I would say, like, I always find value in these. You know, I think for Magic Kingdom in particular, like, you can toss out a park day and do one of these after hours events and get as much done as you would on a full day, really. That's how lower the crowds are. The atmosphere is great, so you can spend more time at the pool and relaxing, maybe taking a little nap so that you have full energy for that nighttime event. Now, my thought, I don't know what you think about this, Mike, but with Epcot, this is fairly new for their after hours. I don't know if they have World Showcase open, which to me is a huge part of visiting Epcot, is going through the pavilions in the World Showcase and trying all the food and those experiences there, talking to cast members and such. So I'm not 100% sure if that's open during the after hours, which is why I would say, like, I don't know if it's worth it for Epcot to do that. I mean, the rides would be great, but I don't think you get the full Epcot experience.
Yeah, that's one of those things. You're right. That's a good point. They would have things in World Showcase open like Ratatouille. They would have Frozen Ever After. You know, they would have the big attractions, the headliners open back there. But you're right. World Showcase is more than just the attractions. It's the experience going in and, you know, seeing the inside of the Mexico Pavilion, for example, or, you know, even Reflections of China, you know, that wouldn't probably be, I don't know. I've never done the after hours events. Now, here's one thing I would say to consider as well when it comes to the argument of adding a park ticket, a day to your park tickets versus an after hours event ticket. A couple things. First of all, it's going to matter. Do you have a 3-day ticket or do you have a 8-day ticket? Because if you have an 8-day ticket, adding the 9th day to your ticket is minimal. You're talking probably $5 a ticket, maybe $6 or $7. So that you can get a full day in the parks for maybe $6 or $7 a person at that point. Now, if it's like your 3rd going to the 4th day, you're talking probably $50 a person. So that is a huge difference depending on how long your Magic Your Way tickets currently are. So you got to look at that. Also, the other thing to think about is the after hours events, the time of year. And I don't know if she said what time of the year. She did not, but she said upcoming. And so maybe it's a summer. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more comfortable because the after-hour events are late at night and it's going to be nice. You know, you're not going to be in the heat. You're going to be in the cooler, obviously, evening. You're going to be super efficient with low crowds, treats, you know, bottled waters, sodas, ice cream bars. And it's going to feel really like an exclusive event. Because, Scott, I know you've been to these. And a lot of times when you go to these, you know, late at night, I'll be getting these text messages with, you know, look at my haul of Mickey bars and soda, you know, like Diet Cokes and stuff like that. And I mean, you know, it's a way to treat yourself. You probably wouldn't do it more than once a vacation, but you know, you work hard all year and this is your Disney vacation. If you're thinking about it, I say give it a try once and just see what you think.
For sure. And I would highly recommend Hollywood Studios because, like, I think that park sets up really nice. I know it's smaller and like we've heard some nightmare stories about some of those villain events, right? Where the park was just so crowded, like they oversold it. But one thing with these that I've noticed, knock on wood, at the Magic Kingdom is like, they really don't oversell these events. Like it's really priced up high. So I think they really want the guests to have a great experience, you know, talk about it on a podcast or social media. So I think they do a really good job of pricing it and selling it so that, you get your, you're spending a lot of money, but you're getting a good value's worth. And I think that'd be really great at Hollywood Studios, because a lot of those attractions are really like e-ticket, hard to get on during the day, where you'll find a lot of time savings doing that during this event.
Okay, so we got feedback. We got 1 minute left on this one. We got about 50 seconds. She says she's going in July and she's got 2 park days, thinking about adding a 3rd day or the party. So again, the party's going to be more expensive, but the 3rd day on your tickets is going to be quite expensive as well. And you're going to get a lot for the party ticket. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get treats, you're going to get lower crowds, but you're going to get a full day for the ticket. Remember that. You're going to get all day from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. So this is one of those things. Do you want to go for the exclusive feel for a shorter amount of time, comfortable temperatures, or all day where you can go early, take a break during the day, go back at night? You really can't go wrong. But I mean, the cost wise, I think you're looking for exclusivity versus a full day experience with the crowds. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. And I say, if Katie's staying on site, enjoy the resort, enjoy your resort pool, spend some time there, relax, and do the hard ticket event at the studios. That's my answer. Don't go for the extra park day. Enjoy your resort and do the late night event.
All right. Did you hear the beeps? I think I
didn't hear the beeps.
Okay,
I did not.
Okay. I didn't know if you could hear that or not, but we got the beeps there from the timer. So we are up on that one. So thanks, Katie. And we have another question here, or a topic from Homesteading with the Herberts, tuned in live on YouTube. Actually, they say, which would you do for a Phantasmic dining package, Hollywood and Vine or Brown Derby? All right. So we started the clock. And I'll start this one off. Hollywood and Vine or Brown Derby. So obviously you're looking at, this is actually 2 different, very different experiences. Hollywood and Vine is not super popular. I mean, just trying to say that nicely. A lot of people, I never even hear about Hollywood and Vine. When you said Hollywood and Vine, I had to reflect on it for a second. Like, when was the last time I heard of Hollywood and Vine? Last time I was at Hollywood, just a quick story here, because this is an easy one and we got 5 minutes to talk about it. The last time I was at Hollywood and Vine, anybody remember the character Handy Manny?
Oh yeah,
yes. That was the last time I was.
And the little Einsteins were there too.
And the little Einsteins. It was a character breakfast in there with those characters, and Mallory was about yay big. She was, she's a varsity cheerleader now, and I'm teaching her to drive. So it's been a minute since I've been in there.
I've seen all sorts of characters there, because I did the Disney Junior. I was there over marathon weekend, so I saw because what they do now is it's Minnie Mouse and that's kind of like seasonal dining and theming. But I was there once. To my knowledge, Mike, this is the only Star Wars weekend they did this, but they brought Darth Goofy, lightsaber, Jedi Mickey. It was amazing
all the time. It was unreal. It would be so popular.
I know they would be because that was before I really had any followers, it was before I met you or the podcast or anything. And I was just tweeting it. And even that was blowing up. And I had 10 followers, everyone was going nuts for those Star Wars characters. And that would be, not to go on a tangent, but that would be such an easy thing to do, man. Oh, I wish they would bring that back.
Because those characters are backstage somewhere. Anyway, so Hollywood and Vine, obviously, signature dining, upscale meals, really good food. The food is going to be way better over at Hollywood or over at Brown Derby. It's got a more classy feel to it. Signature dining. Scott, you've eaten there. I've never eaten it. I've eaten at Hollywood and Vine, but just the buffet, the character meal. I've never been to Brown Derby. And again, it's because it's a signature meal, but it doesn't have a hook for me. It's not like there's no show to it. It's just a nice restaurant, which for some reason it hasn't ever gotten me in. So what would you say?
It's not my favorite signature. I like to go to all the signatures, and I would say it's in my bottom half for sure, but the atmosphere is super cool in there. You got the neon lights outside as you walk in. You got that old classic, Southern California feel. And I got 2 words for you though, Mike. And I don't know if this is necessarily your scene, but you got Cobb salad, which is an awesome entree. And it's fairly inexpensive too. And I know the rule is you really shouldn't customize the Cobb salad. There's blue cheese on it. Blue cheese is not necessarily for everyone. I like blue cheese personally, but when my wife orders it, she gets it without the blue cheese, and it's still one of her favorite things to get at the Hollywood Studios. So for me, me, I love my signature dining. I love my character breakfasts or meals too, but for Fantasmic, you want to set the mood right, you want to have a nice meal, I'm going to go to the Brown Derby as my pick for the Fantasmic dining package. But it wouldn't actually be my choice out of all the Hollywood studios. This is my choice between these two. I would go with the Brown Derby. What would you go overall, Mike?
Brown Derby out of these choices, I would do Brown Derby out of these two. Out of all the choices, I'd probably do Mama Melrose.
Yeah, I tend to go there. I don't know why.
It's like a hidden gem, and I never think about it, but I love Mama Melrose when I think about it. I like that restaurant.
I'm doing Mama Melrose as well for the day we get down there for the podcast cruise on June 30th. We're gonna do a Fantasmic dining package at Mama Melrose. You know why? I have some steak friends that agree with this. They actually have a good steak at Mama Melrose. Like, you wouldn't ever think that, but they actually do. So I think you get good value there going to Mama Melrose, but Brown Derby though is a really good place to go to. I mean, great meals, great cocktails too. If you're into cocktails, they got the grapefruit drink, the martini. So definitely, I'm 100% in on the Brown Derby for this pick.
Yep, and our chat room agrees. Rhonda up in Nova Scotia, she went with Brown Derby, so you got that. And Wade also said go Brown Derby, Cobb salad, bread, grapefruit cake. I mean, that's what you hear about. Those are that's like the meal you get when you're at Brown Derby, the Cobb salad, and you got to get the grapefruit cake. I don't know what the entree to go. Well, I guess is the Cobb salad an entree?
It's huge. It's a bit.
It's gigantic, right? Yeah.
It's very filling. So definitely that's your entree.
All right, let's go. So we got 10 seconds left for that. We'll reset that. Okay, next is Andrea, and she says, how about 5 good minutes on all you care to enjoy dining? You've come to the right place. At Walt Disney World, we are at Liberty Tree and Woody's Backyard Barbecue this weekend. So this topic is on my mind. All right, so we're going to start that. All you care to eat dining around Walt Disney World, they're going to Liberty Tree and Woody's Backyard Barbecue. I still haven't been to Woody's. We talk about this on an upcoming episode. Well, actually, we talk about this on a past episode. You heard us rant about the stolen pencils. Who steals these pencils? They're gigantic. Thieves. I mean, creative thieves.
Creative thieves.
Gosh, people, we can't have nice things because, I mean, seriously, you had to work hard to steal
something. It honestly lasted longer than I thought it would, though.
I can't believe but I mean,
it's sad, but
right?
True.
I know. But I mean, I thought of the mechanics of the whole thing, right? I mean, I too would think that it wouldn't last, but I'm like, but then again, if it was ladders, how do you physically steal a ladder? I mean, they're big, right? But it was a big pencil. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. Andrew, if I hear about that. So they're going to Liberty Tree. We love Liberty Tree, both of us. We had a great meal during COVID there. We have a great Sandy,
our good friend. Yep.
Great server friends is there. That's a great place. Never been to Backyard Barbecue. Give another place that you like that is all you care to eat if you had to pick one.
So my go-to, this is for all meals, because I would say because you could call it specific meals. I love Topolino's Terrace, even though they're kind of cutting back on the all you care to eat. It's more like you pick an entree now, which is a bummer. But I have an ADR for us on our last day of the podcast cruise vacation, and that's at the Magic Kingdom, the Crystal Palace. Is my go-to for sure. And I have a little trick that Mike. I like to book that last breakfast, or maybe like 10:30, 10:45 breakfast. So I can get my omelet, I can fill up on my Mickey waffles and all that. And then they start breaking down the stations and it's lunchtime. So I make it a brunch. I call it my Crystal Palace brunch. That is number one for me. I just love something about that. I love the atmosphere. I love the view of the castle and everything, the characters. It's just a fun meal and the food is really good. I love the food quality there.
No, I agree. That's actually Mallory's absolute favorite. So when you booked that, Mallory was like, woohoo. She was super excited for that.
I got a victory with the 15-year-old. Yes.
Dude, you cannot make her happier than Crystal Palace. And she with food, it's a trip with her, man. I'm telling you.
I know.
Seriously, it's a battle. It's just my whole family picky. I'll eat anything. I eat the same things over and over, but I'll try anything, not them. It's a battle. Anyway, so for me, I got 2 places that I like that are all you care to eat. Both of them are though family style. One is Ohana, but I'm talking the breakfast. I like the breakfast there. Now, I know the dinner is super popular and it's good. Don't get me wrong. But when I eat the dinner there, it's super expensive. It's excessively expensive to me because I just don't think there's no way you can eat even close to that value. It's tasty, but I don't have any kind of portion control there. When I leave there, I am in absolute pain. I am just dude, just take me to the hospital. I'm in so much pain. So it's like, it's terrible. It's a bad experience. So the breakfast though is really good. I love the breakfast, and I like that trick with any of the Magic Kingdom Resort breakfasts. I don't go to Chef Mickey's anymore because it's too expensive too. Like it's insane crazy. So I go over to the Ohana breakfast, but I'll rope drop the Magic Kingdom and schedule a breakfast at Ohana for like say 10 o'clock. So we'll eat like a Pop-Tart early in the morning, like at 7:30, go to the Magic Kingdom, ride all the rides, hop out, have a breakfast at like 10 o'clock. And then you don't have to have lunch, then you're good till dinner. So it works out well that way. You're hungry and it works great. The other one I'll say you can do this also is the Land. And this is coming back here soon in June, over at Garden Grill. They have great family style food. It's just, it's not super fancy food. I mean, it's kind of just like just your basic food, but God, it's tasty.
Yeah,
it's breakfast too.
It's so good.
My favorites. Anything else you want to throw in? We got.
Andrea's got Liberty Tree. She's already got that ready to go and like queued up. So as for Sandy, she is awesome, and that is like I love that. I love that type of food. Like I talk about this all the time. Like Elizabeth was born on Thanksgiving Day, so Thanksgiving food is huge in our family, and like we love going to Liberty Tree for that. But my honorable mention, since you gave two, for number two, I go Cape May Cafe, like at the Beach Club for breakfast. I love that breakfast there. Now they do dinner. It's a little bit different, right? I mean, you got the crab legs, which did I hear they got rid of like the unlimited crab legs at Cape May? Do you know?
I think I did read something about it. I know here at St. Louis, like at the casinos, people fight over them. Like,
oh my God,
battles, dude. I don't know. Like, I mean,
it's insane.
There's stupid stuff here all the time. People, I mean, it's a dangerous place, but people like go to jail over like crab legs and stuff at our
people
casino.
Travel for it. So I'm at one of our local casinos, like. And like it's usually like on Sunday is like crab leg day. Like it'll be like a 3 or 4 hour wait, and then people just go gamble. And then like I'll be talking to someone, they're like, "Yeah, I came all the way from like wherever. Like I came from Ohio to like have the crab legs here." Like it's crazy how people will travel for those things. I don't get it. My friend Jake wants me to try it really badly because I'm curious. Like I would love to try it. I'm an explorer. I'll try any kind of food. I need to get on the crab legs, but I don't know if they have them anymore. We'll have to do some research, or someone in the chat can confirm for us too.
Yeah, let us know because I've had crab legs. They're good. They're a lot of work though. Like there's a few. There's some foods, especially seafoods, that are just a ton of work. Right? You hardly get any meat. Like you're battling the thing. It gets all over you. You need a shower, and like you got two.
We got the answer too, Mike. Boom. We got the answer on the crab legs. They're extra, so they're not included like in your buffet price. You have to pay by the pound, which makes sense because it is expensive. Like I know our friend Moose would go there, man. He would get his money's worth on crab legs, and that's what a lot of people do. So
that's smart though to pay by the pound, right? Because you're probably paying for like the shell and everything, and you're only eating like the little bitty piece of meat in the inside. That's a scam right there, man. If I've ever seen one.
The breakfast though. The breakfast though is a really good all you care to eat meal.
All right, real quick, because our 5 minutes was up like a minute ago.
Oh, see, I don't hear the dingers, so I don't know.
We were rolling there. No, you couldn't stop that one. So we got a couple good votes here. Let's see. Corinne on Facebook says votes for Whispering Canyon. That's another great vote. Mindy, who is actually tuned in live from Disney's Hollywood Studios right now on Facebook. Roundup Rodeo was fantastic. We loved it. All the courses were tasty, and the biscuits were better than Red Lobster. Oh my gosh.
You heard it here.
And she's from St. Louis, so that says something because we love biscuits from Red Lobster around this part of the country. Diane also gives a little love to Garden Grill, and Rhonda Lee backs up with little Liberty Tree Tavern. Okay, so we got another topic here, I think. Let's see. We're trying to go in order here. Let's see. Catherine's got one. When I go over the top of it, it disappears. Here we go. And reset. I love this show. It's fun. She says, "Hey guys, I'd love to have you talk about the mini golf at Disney. Best golf course. Is it free?" Now, started the clock, and you are so lucky, Catherine. You came to the correct place because you are talking to one of the mini golf experts of Walt Disney World, if you've ever had one, because he hosted the BOGP Open.
I would say she's in good company too, because you have the course record at one of the mini golf courses.
I had a day. I mean, it was just one of those days, man. I was in the zone. I mean, dude, in the zone. So,
but you want to talk about the free, because you could talk about the packages. Do they still do that?
They do. Not? Well, I don't know. 2024 packages to be determined, right? Because again, we're recording this about 8 hours at this point before the release. Not that I'm counting down or anything. But typically they will have inclusions. They're called magical extras. If you book a package, and what a package is obviously a room and tickets. The way you know if you have a package, just I like to throw this in because like when I was a Disney fan and when I was kind of starting off, I didn't know, like people talked about room onlys and packages. I'm like, it's all the same thing. It's not. Here's the basic thing. If you have 12 digits in your confirmation number, you have a room only reservation. That's simple. It's just basically a hotel room. If you have 8 digits in your confirmation number, you have a package. That means you have your tickets and room together combined package.
Would you think the package would have 12 because it's bigger? It's more?
Dude,
But
it's Disney. When you want things to make sense, you're crazy.
Right.
I've given up on that. I used to think like you.
Yeah. She says that she has a package for her trip.
Good. I can't keep up. I'm yapping. Anyway, so we haven't talked about mini golf yet. So magical extras, yes, you do get a free round of mini golf, but it's before 4 p.m. That's the thing, is they make you be out there early in the morning or during the heat of the day. Obviously, it's to generate business during the non-popular times of the day because the courses get busy after 4 p.m. when people leave the theme parks. Okay, so Scott, let's talk about it. You got Fantasia Gardens and Winter Summerland. Winter Summerland over by Blizzard Beach, Fantasia Gardens over by the Swan and the Dolphin.
Yeah. So I have a clear favorite. It's Fantasia Gardens for me. And I like both courses. So Fantasia Gardens has 2 courses. So you have like your kind of like your traditional mini golf where, the holes are kind of fun. There's some weird obstacles. It's greatly themed to the movie Fantasia. Like each hole has like a description of like a quote from the movie and you hear music and all that. It's a fun course. That's the good family friendly course. I like the fairways course because I play a lot of golf. So it's more like an actual like putting green on a golf course. The holes are super long. There's sand that you got to watch out for. There's rough. There's fairway. Like it's really cool. But if you're just trying to have like a family fun time, definitely stay away from the Gardens course. But the Fantasia course is a lot of fun, and it's fairly convenient to get to. If you're around the Epcot area, or if you're leaving a park, take a bus to the Swan and Dolphin on your way back, and then you can walk to the course pretty easy from there.
See, and I like Fantasia Gardens, but my favorite is Winter Summerland. And Winter Summerland and Fantasia Gardens are very similar. They're kind of like your putt courses, right? They're the gimmicky, hit the ball through the obstacles, except for that. What's the other one called with the real holes? What did you say it was called?
I just call it the fairways course.
Yeah, I think that is what it's actually called. Do not play that one unless you're like a real golfer. I've never played it, but those holes are super long, and it would be like if you're just somebody that's out there for fun, I don't think you would have fun playing that. Like it just looks extremely hard. Like especially with kids. The kids would be like, I'm out because you're not bouncing the ball off anything, or that's what putt-putt's about. I do like Winter Summerland, and I like to play, especially in the heat of the summer, I like to play the winter side because like if you're down there in July, it's kind of fun to play the winter side. And because during the whole 18 holes, obviously the course is based on winter. So you got like Christmas carols playing, you got snowmen, there's some little secret treats where it'll cool you off if you do the right things. But it's just fun. It's the juxtaposition of the whole, it's been 100 degrees. You spent the day in the animal kingdom and now you're listening to the Beach Boys playing Little Saint Nick.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I love that stuff.
It's hard to pick a favorite there. And that is fun. And I would say those courses are a lot easier too. Like that's where you got your course record. And there's certain holes where like it's almost impossible to not get a hole in one. Yeah, I would say that's actually the challenge. Can you shoot a high score at some of those courses? But they are a lot of fun, and like the transportation is good too, right? Because you can take a bus to like Animal Kingdom / Blizzard Beach, so that kind of works in your favor too if you don't have a car or anything, because these can be a little bit more challenging to get to. But one other thing too, because she asked about the price being free for those that are annual pass holders and DVC members, they also offer as of this time 15% off on your green fees too, which is a nice little perk as well.
And Catherine, so the 5 minutes just went up, and she follows up real quick. My husband and I play a lot of golf, but we're taking our 2-year-old with us, turning 3 the week they go.
Don't play the Gardens. Don't play the fairways course for sure.
I mean, if you're golfers and you're going without your child, yes, you probably could have a good time with that because you're golfers. But yeah, your little, your 2-year-old is going to have because the thing is, like, they make it just like Scott said. They can just whack the ball and have a good time, and just chase it down, and it's like Scott said, some of the holes will kind of funnel its way towards the cup, and everybody has a good time. So It is fun. Who won our open? I forgot. Was it
Dave Lawrence.
Dave Lawrence? That's right. It was Dave. I forgot.
And I took second place. Oh man, but Dave did awesome.
That was a
And then
great-
there's controversy who took last. Marlessa officially did, but from what I hear, Debbie Stevens may have had a higher score. Either way, we had a blast. If you want to see more of the course, though, was it Catherine? Yeah. Go out to YouTube and search like BOGP mini golf. You'll find like a recap video of this outing that we had there. So you see some more visuals of the course. It was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun. And more importantly, we raised money for Give Kids the World, which was awesome.
Yep.
Okay, Vero Mike's got a question. Now, this one, we're going to reset the clock here, but we don't have a lot of experience with this one. But again, we have a lot of folks tuned in over all of our social platforms as we record live. So here we go. We are staying club level at Animal Kingdom Lodge in 2 weeks. What is the best club level in your opinion? So have you ever stayed club level, Scott?
I have not. So, and I'll say some of my reasonings for why I haven't. I'm very intrigued by club level. I would love to do it. But most of the time when I'm staying deluxe, it's which is where most of the club level is. Coronado has a club level, I believe.
Yeah. And Pam Forrester says it is awesome.
I was going to say that. I hear that one's like the best.
Yeah. But
it's because I'm usually staying DVC. So, and there are like some categories I think you can do like club level with your DVC points, but it's just too many points for me. So I like to just use my points for Disney Vacation Club, for like deluxe rooms, and then I'll pay cash for the non-room. So I have not done this experience, but Mike just kind of stole it from me. I was going to say that I hear Coronado Springs is like one of the best places for club level.
And obviously, what's kind of strange, obviously Coronado is a moderate. So it was kind of the new thing to bring club level to a moderate resort. But of course it is in the Grand Destino Tower, which is kind of that hybrid, because when you're in the tower, you don't really feel like you're in a moderate resort. You really do kind of feel like you're in a deluxe resort. But Pam Forster stayed in it quite a few times at this point. Like I think she only stays club level at Coronado when she's there now because she likes it so much and she raves about it. So Coronado is really high on the list of places to go for club level rooms. I've only stayed one night in a club level room. It was years and years ago. Again, Mallory was, yay high to a grasshopper. And it was because our annual passes had run out at the end of our trip and we had one night left at Disney. And so we had a day without tickets at the very end. And so I added one night at Beach Club level for the last night of our trip since we didn't have tickets. And we stayed and the thing was, it was a splurge, right? It was just something we did and it was fun. Did we need it? No, but man, I tried to eat my way through that club level lounge with at night they had little desserts and, I didn't drink at the time. It's like they had beers and wine and I didn't do any of that, but I ate so many desserts and Mallory ate so much like taffy off the guy's desk, like the concierge guy. I mean, it was fun to be up there, but what I would say is obviously I would do club level if you're not focused on the theme parks. If you're going to be focused on theme parks, it's kind of a waste because you're not going to take advantage of a lot of the perks. Like this would be something if you're going to be celebrating like an anniversary and you want to, spend some time at the resort, do club level. If it's an anniversary trip, if it's a honeymoon, that'd be a good perk. But if you're somebody that's rope dropping and staying in the park until after happily ever after, I wouldn't suggest it for that. So I did tour I toured the Contemporaries club level and they actually have two different club level options at Contemporary, which is interesting. And they were both super nice. I saw them in February and they looked super nice and kind of sleepers. You don't talk about them much. Atrium club level was the one I liked the best.
I wonder other perks. I mean, you're talking about like the food in there and that could help you. Like, when you're talking about like saving, like the costs more, right, to stay club level, but there's great perks there. But you could also do like your breakfast there, like just grab some small bites before you head out to the parks. That saves you on a meal right there. You snack at lunch. So if you take advantage of using those amenities, like it could offset some of those costs that you'd be spending throughout the rest of the day. That's why I'm kind of curious about club level in a way too, to try it out.
Yeah. And that is, that was kind of the thing. Even I would say like 10 years ago, this was really a conversation that you saw on all the like V bulletin message boards was, people were almost running like calculators as, right. Okay, if instead of going to, like you say, you wouldn't obviously compare this to say like an Ohana breakfast, but if instead of going to, some counter service breakfast, I'm trying to think of like a counter service breakfast place. I can't even think of like
Like the Contempo Cafe at the
Contempo Cafe. That's
Contemporary.
a good comparison. Instead of going to Contempo Cafe for the family and dropping $100 for breakfast, if the club level room costs $200 extra per night, we do the breakfast and then we get desserts at night. We have a couple of beers, wine throughout the day. Okay. So then as long as you're taking, and then you get the better room, obviously the room's in a great location. A lot of times it's the best part of the hotel. So yeah, then you're exactly right. It makes sense. But again, it's like the dining plan. If you take advantage of all the entitlements, you can come out ahead. It'll work for you. But the way Disney wins is when you purchase it, but you don't take advantage of what you pay for.
So don't let Disney win. That's the game. Right?
It's not even a win-loss.
I know.
It's one of those things though that I just, it's like when you're paying for something, I want you to get full value out of what you pay for. I think, you and I are kind of the same. Like we're like really Midwestern people. And I think I'm even more than you. Like, I hate to see anything go to waste. I'm that way with food. I'm that way with just like in my classroom, I was that way with supplies, right? My kids would like be throwing away like big old scraps of paper. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, put that in a pile. Let's clean it up. We're going to, and the thing is, like on the last day of school about recycle bin, but it was like, we could use that someday, like don't waste it, and like when people walk away, that's the dining plan's back. And this is going to be in the back of my head again, because it's been gone for the last few years. Like if somebody drives off property and they don't use their dining credits, that's going to drive me nuts. It's like, because those are like those things just disappear. Like you've just poof, your money just poof. So use them.
I think we just did good 10 minutes on club level for two guys that never stay club level. Gotta love that.
Right, we tried.
And somehow we brought it back to the classroom.
We did. That's what we do as teachers. Okay, so Diane says she's heard beach club level is very good. Vera Mike says he has been at Coronado and it's amazing. He said Wilderness Lodge is also very nice.
I know the question was about Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I've heard really good things about that one too.
Yes, I have. That's really good.
So I think Mike's going to be in good hands there.
I think so too. All right, so we have speaking of 5 good minutes, we have about 5 good minutes left in the show. So Scott, I know you wrote down a couple. So do you have a good one to kind of wrap up 5 good minutes?
I don't have a really good one. If you have a solid one, I mean, I have a couple, but
well, let's go with yours because I really don't have anything at this point. I've been trying to manage the chat here.
Okay, well, since we are both staying at the Grand Floridian after the cruise, let's spend 5 good minutes just talking about the Grand Floridian. Like, what are we looking forward to staying at the Grand Floridian?
All right, let me hit this. So here's the thing. I'm just really looking forward to just being able to, because the thing was, I am only staying there because I got a really good deal on an annual pass discount. Let's be honest. Like, and it's still super expensive. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can't believe I'm staying there, but I'm doing this for a variety of reasons. One, my wife had an extremely hard year teaching, and this is going to be kind of a perk for her. And it's also kind of our anniversary right before this. It's kind of a culmination of things. I never get to see Paige. She's going to be with us. So she'll be there. Mallory's had a freshman year, so I'm trying to spoil my girls a little bit because we just don't get we used to go like 3 or 4 times a year, like you still get to go with your family a little bit more than I do. Like I never get to go to Walt Disney World with my family anymore. And so instead of staying at Pop Century, we're only going to be there 3 nights. So I splurged and we're staying at the Grand Floridian. So we're going to do that. I've never stayed in a monorail resort, so that'll be fun to be able to just ride a monorail over to the Magic Kingdom or walk. And we'll probably take the monorail because we're going to be fancy. And to be there, and we got a Lagoon View room because that was the cheapest one that was available with the AP. So I mean, to be able to look out and see the castle and stuff and see the lagoon,
it's awesome.
Kidding? Yeah.
Yes. So this is for me what I'm looking forward to for a couple of reasons. So those rooms, right? So the Grand Floridian is like that one resort on the list that I haven't stayed at. And I mean, there's a couple of reasons why, right? It's expensive. Like you were saying, it's like the flagship resort. Sometimes it's hard to get, I'm a DVC member. Sometimes it's hard to get DVC points there and, to find a reservation within my window. But now that they're like changing those rooms around, it's really like attractive to me because the rooms just kind of look dated to me. And that's another reason why I was like, well, if I spend all that money, like I want the rooms to be really nice. And they kind of look, not as flashy as the Contemporary, the Polynesians got the Moana rooms. Like those are really nice. But now that they have the new rooms, like sign me up. Like I'm so excited for it. So we're actually doing post and pre-cruise at the Grand Floridian. We're going to do the original DVC portion of the resort. So we'll get to see those rooms. knock out that DVC area. But now they've expanded DVC to like some other outer buildings, which will be those new rooms. So I'm excited to see those. And most importantly, I've ate at the Grand Floridian so many times in our koozies, the Grand Floridian Cafe, 1900 Park Fair. I've walked those grounds so many times. I am so excited to just like be walking those grounds and saying like, yeah, my hotel room's over there. Let me go change it to my swimsuit and go into this pool and just relax for a while. Like just being in that atmosphere is going to be so awesome to me. I'm going to feel kind of bougie, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I mean, I've stayed there one night for a media event way back when Toy Story opened. Like they put us up there for one night, and I just remember it was a theme park view room, and I was there by myself, and I just remember like, it was one of those things that I remember I looked out because it had like those rooms have balcony. I'm still like a Pop Century guy, right? I just talked about my Midwestern roots, and I hate to waste things. I hate to pay extra money, and so they put me up at the Grand Floridian. And I was telling Pam Forrester, I'm like, Pam, dude, it's like I know I'm here too. Like I'm in another room. She had stayed there like 100 times. Like I had never. I'm like, dude, there's a robe in the room, Pam. She's like, I know. I'm like, there's like slippers. She's like, I know. But I was like, so I slept the entire night with the whole balcony, like the drapes open so I could see the castle like it was going to go away. But I kept calling Pam with like FaceTime and everybody. I'm like, look at this room. But they weren't there, like it was, I was there for the Toy Story thing. And I didn't have anybody share it with. And so what I'm excited for is like for them to be able to see, because this is that commercial that you see on TV. Like, they'll show Pop Century.
There better be some stormtroopers walking through that lobby.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The Little Mermaid better be swimming in that pool. That's all I got to say, because that's what you see in the commercial. Like they'll show like a Pop Century or like a Riverside, like in a glance, like a boat going down the Sasagula but I mean, you always see, like you said, like right now, the campaign, you see the Polynesian, you see Goofy, you see all that's walking on the docks. And I get it. That's the aspirational Disney vacation. Yep. But for a few days after 25 years, we're going to get 3 days to be able to be, right there where the monorail swooping by us. I can't wait. And you like the restaurants and stuff like that. I love that.
And I know like you're only doing park tickets during that time. So you're obviously going to want to go to the parks, but like, man, I'll go to the parks too, but I'm going to just want to soak up that time at the Grand Floridian because it's that last resort I haven't done. Like, I feel like I saved the best for last. Well, we know Key West is the best. Let's be real.
It is.
Still, like, I'm just so excited for it. It's going to be great.
It is. And I mean, let's be honest. I booked it because I knew you were staying there and I want to hang out with you guys because we hardly get to see each other. This time we get to hang out together. And I thought Pam Forrester was there too, but she's not there. She's speaking of Old Key West. That's where she's hanging.
Yeah. She'll be there for the first half. So I'll have all of you guys while we're staying there. Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have the cruise. We're going to be cruising.
We're going to be cruising together. The crew is going to be cruising.
Less than a month. So it is going to be fun. And Deanna in the live chat is looking forward to her Lagoon View stay at Grand Floridian. She says, we started to go to Disney 10 years ago and we're scraping pennies together to stay at Shades of Green. Staying at Grand Floridian will be our we made it moment. I think that's it, right? I think a lot of us, and there's so many of us in this Disney community that, staying at a deluxe resort is still aspirational, right? I mean, it's not something you can do every trip. I'll go when I go down for marathon weekend again. That'll be my next trip in January after this one. I'm back at Pop Century, and I'm totally fine with that. I have no problem with Pop Century. I love that resort, but for 3 nights, I've worked hard this year, and so has my wife and the girls I never get to see. So we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be fun. Just look out though. Instagram's gonna be full of bougie pictures. You telling you, dude, can you imagine our pictures? We're gonna be at the Grand Floridian.
I think I need to up my captain's hat. I wore it.
Mine's dirty. It's right.
I wore it Sunday night with Marlessa for her Succession finale, and I was making old fashions, and I was doing my cruise check-in, and like I found like holes in it and stuff. I was like, dang, I need to call Steve and like ask him like, hey, let's get a re-up on these,
Yeah, because they need to be matching, right? Do they? I mean, somebody needs. We should get together because mine is. I pulled mine out too. Mine's kind of dirty.
Yeah, maybe I should talk to Steve. Like, hey, you need a new one too. I'll just order 3 of us.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen because I was thinking the exact because I'm looking at mine right now and it's dirty. And I was thinking, do I wash it or will it fall apart?
And there's a rule: you cannot go on a cruise without captain's hat. I mean, at least for me. I mean, I just can't.
Don't forget your Pittsburgh jersey too.
Yeah. Like if they see me at baggage, like checking in or through security, and they're like, hey, we don't see a captain's hat. We can't let you on, Scotty G. That's what's going to happen.
That's right.
We don't want that to happen.
No, we do not want that to happen. Indiana says we stayed in Pop farthest building in the 90s just to stay humble. That's exactly right. It keeps you remembering your roots. Can't forget, you gotta stay by the big inline skate out in the 90s. That's how it works. All right. Well, hey, hope you enjoyed today's show. 5 good minutes turned into probably 7.5 minutes of all kinds of talk. But we just want to give you something to think about here at a Monday, some Disney talk. And we'll be back again on Wednesday with more of your listener questions. You have a question, you want to get it in for the show, get it in real quick. It's Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Don't forget, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You know the site, themagicforless.com. Just drop in, fill out that free no obligation quote form. And if you mention the Be Our Guest podcast, whether you're headed to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney, if you mention the show, I'll be working with you. So just fill out as much information as you have, and we'll take it from there. No cost to you. And I love building those relationships. So let's do it this week. Themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. One extra click supports everything we do throughout the season, throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons who support everything we do. That means so much to us. You allow us to keep putting the show out. Lots of bandwidth, lots of hosting costs with, we have not hundreds of shows. We have a couple thousands of shows. So that really does support everything we do. And our patrons get that bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. This past week, we talked about Project Graduation, the post-graduation big bashes that we had at Hazelwood Central. So that's what we talked about here. If you want to get in on that, come over patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give Scott a follow on the social media. He's at epscott. He's a great follow. Give him a follow, Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Would love to talk to you this week as well. And of course, Sunday night, you can call in and be a part of the show, video or on the phone. And we'd love to talk to you. Any Disney topic is on the table. Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Join us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. We'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. All right. So until Wednesday, we're going to jump out of here. You guys take care of each other. We'll be back. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Good
awesome. So I just thought of something though. So I don't know, with that Facebook group, probably not everyone that's on the podcast is in that group or like on the cruise, So I wonder if like we should share that link to the shirts like on like your main like podcast page or something too, because like even if you're not sailing, you might want one of those shirts too. Maybe, I don't know, just a thought.
You mean put it on like my Twitter or something?
Yeah, or just like or like don't you have like a Be Our Guest podcast like Facebook page or something that's not?
We do.
Like,
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Or maybe I could ask like Ricky could post it or something. I was just thinking like because even if like you weren't sailing, you might want that shirt because it's pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I agree. 100% agree. Because I buying all kinds of. I almost bought a coffee mug and I don't even drink coffee. I bought 2 stickers, a hoodie, and 4 shirts.
Yeah,
I mean, for the girls. Yeah. Tell Ricky because she's the administrator of that page. I mean, I think I might be. I post to it, but
and then there might be people that are sailing that aren't in that Facebook group, but they might see it through the podcast if it posted it.
That's a good idea. So. That's a good idea. Cool. Yeah.
I'll message Ricky about it.
Okay. Yeah. Because we need because it's only a month away. Now
I know. So if you want them, like I worry about like shipping and all that. That's why I want to get my order tonight.
Mine said only 6 to 8 days, so that was good.
Okay, good.
6 to 8 business days, I think. So in a
couple weeks, yeah.
I want to say maybe I ordered them last night about this time. I don't think they've shipped. Maybe they have. I got an email, but So it's not as long. I was glad because I was like, I want to see how long it takes. So
I know. I was worried. Like I know because we were kind of slow getting it out.
Oh my God, we're only a month. What if it's like 3 weeks and like because some people might be going down for a week before the cruise.
Right. I know. It's going to be like having to pick them up at Nassau. Can you have them shipped to Nassau?
Exactly. I know. I started thinking about that. I'm like, oh no, what if people are going like a week before?
Yeah.
Exactly. 3 weeks. Yeah. No, that'd be good. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it because I know you have a lot going on.
No problem. So have a good night.
All right, you too.
Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.